Hello, guys, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Finless Fish series here on Island Park Baseball 22 on YouTube. We are at the end of May, and again, the Marlins have had not too bad of a month. We look at May's schedule. We had a bit of a rough start, but towards the end, we picked up a couple of series win against the Cubs. We split this series against the Rockies, lost the Arizona one, but then we won the Philly one. We swept the Nationals, and we took 1 out of 2 so far from Philly. So uh, all in all, not too bad of a month. In terms of some injuries we've had, Miguel Rojas went down for 2 weeks with some tendonitis. It was day to day, but I didn't want to risk it with him because, like I said, my main potential aim for him is to be sold. So the deadline. So again, still batting over 350. His OPS has dropped a bit under 1,000, but like I said, performing excellently, and I want him to be healthy for that deadline, so I can maybe move him and get high value for him. Avisail Garcia really has picked it up in the month of May. He batted 340, OPS over 1,000, hit 7 home runs, so he's really started to kind of show why we paid all this money for him. Well, they did in real life, and it's good. Sanchez went down with an injury and has literally just come back. He's hitting okay. He's a bit of a replacement player, but we actually we have Mickey Moniak now up. Brinson was up. We brought Moniak up when Sanchez went down, and Brinson really started to struggle. So we've brought Moniak up, and he's been doing quite well. He's hit his first home run against the Phillies actually for the Marlins. Ironically, his old team. And yeah, he's batting well, fielding well. So for that, we decided to stick with him. Hazley been struggling a bit as of late, which is a shame. So maybe having to look at sending one of those guys down. San Diaz is currently up as Joey Wendell went down with an injury for 5 days. He had 2 injuries actually, and Bleo's still out. In terms of pitching, Cody Petit was brought up and did start well, but has struggled recently. Trevor Rogers is pitching well now. He's got that ERA under 3, whips under 1, which is excellent. So I don't know how long he'll keep that up for. The home runs are up a bit, but walks are down. Strikeouts are not too shabby. And his BABIP is a bit low. Maybe a bit of luck involved there, or just good D. So Pablo Lopez pitching very well this month. He's he struggled a bit towards the end of April, but this month has been very good. ERA's with over 3 over the month, 33 innings he's eaten, so he's eaten a lot of innings this month, and no, he's performing well, which is good to see. Sixto Sanchez struggled a bit this month, as did Alcantara. In terms of the bullpen, Holloway's now closing for the Marlins. Heads struggled, so is now in a setup role. Floro's trying to be more effective, I guess. We've put him in a middle relief role, or should I say, Mattingly has, to try and get a bit more innings out of him. Edward Cabrera's now in long relief, but not too bad. In terms of AAA now, Bleeday is again still performing quite well. Had a brief stint down at AA, but he's been brought back up now, and he's going to stay at AAA for, well, at the very minimum, be at AAA for the rest of the season, but we'll see on that one. Brinson's back down. Yeah, you can see he struggled down the average, and was just really struggling at the plate, which is a shame because he was a good breath of fresh air at the start, but yeah, he really struggled in May, so he was sent back down. Max Meyer, ERA's inflated quite a bit this month. 30 innings, he's allowed quite a few more runs. Struck out double for what he did last month, but yeah, he's really that home run per 9 has gone up almost 2 points. So he didn't allow home run in April, which is probably partly to do with that. So maybe perhaps a bit of regression, just unlucky counts that he found himself in. Lots of men on base when they hit those home runs. And yeah, Nick Neidert's performing quite well. He's been called up from Pensacola after not allowing a run there for 17 innings. So yeah, he's now up at Preet is now, I finally demoted him. He was really not doing well, and he's actually pitching quite well, so he might be coming back sooner rather than later. In terms of around the league, looking at the rest of the standings, the Rays are leading the East with 33 wins. A big shock actually is the Rangers spent a lot of money on Corey Seager, who's now down for 8 weeks. He was playing well, but John Gray's not pitching well, and they spent quite a bit of money with Simeon as well. So yeah, they're struggling, bottom of the West at the moment. A big signing has been made actually. Carlos Rodon, who hadn't actually signed with the ball club yet, finally commits to a 1-year deal of 33.5 million with the Astros. Obviously he just, I think, was wanting so much money that no one, and he's had an awful start, allowing 6 runs on 2 innings, but after such a good year he had such high expectations, so just never signed. But I mean, their pitching is now a bit, Verlander's down actually for 3 months, but they've got some excellent pitching, but struggling as of late in the standings. Alistair Blackwell playing well in his rookie season, the Australian. Actually, just a reminder on that, we did bring up Bryson Brigman to cover when we lost Rojas as well, and he's not performed too badly. He's was a prospect back in the day, I think. He was in the 40th round, so they went in the 3rd round, sorry, in 2016. So maybe something we can get out of him, maybe develop him a bit. So yeah, and so what we're going to do now is look at the awards for the month. So, and Roger Bernardino has sadly retired, 37-year-old, who I didn't even realise was still around. Made his major league debut in 2008, very long time ago. In terms of batter of the month, Vladdy Jr. had a 9 home runs, 340 average. J.D. Davis of the Mets, who has also spent a lot of money and are top of the division with Mark Kanya. Stanley Marte's down, unfortunately, but he's playing quite well. And then obviously DeGrom, Scherzer, Carrasco. And Leaf Chasey's having a superb start of the season. Here I am, so under 0.8. But DeGrom and Scherzer are DeGrom something else. So they don't need much hitting when they've got those two guys on the mound. Eduardo Rodriguez of the Tigers pitching to Player of the Month. Tigers at the bottom of the division. Torkelson's up now. He's playing okay. Badu's in the 3-hole. It's kind of worrying. Miggy's still playing. That's even more worrying. Riley Green was up, but actually fractured his foot, which is a shame. And Javi Baez, their big money signing, is playing very well, but had a strained posterior cruciate ligament, so he's down for another month and a bit. Corbin Burns was pitcher of the month in the NL. He's out 8-2 in the season with a 1.23 ERA. Dietrich Enns for the Rays is pitcher of the month, and he is just been a career minor leaguer, and he's come up and he's pitched very well. Bailey Falter is in the NL, rookie of the month. And in terms of us, we had Zach Pop, pitcher of the month for the in AAA, and he's been closing for them and got 12 saves, so maybe someone we look to bring back up. So today we're going to be playing the Phillies in the series. We've got a couple of ex-Phillies on our team, none of whom will actually be starting. Looking at this, we've got Cody Petit on the mound against Zach Eflin. They obviously have Garrett Cooper, a former player who's not hit too well actually. Bryce Harper reigning NL MVP, one of my favourite players. And a guy called Granny Kumana, who I've never heard of, but he can defend, but that's about it. So, we'll be at Marlins Park. And, Lone Depot Park, I did say it wrong last time. I forgot, they've been sponsored. But let's see what Petit and the Marlins can do. Starting out not so well with runners in the corners. Now, bases loaded, walk to Harper to load the bases. None down for Reese Hoskins, the 2-2 count for Petit. Struck out Hoskins, so that's the first one. He needs 2 more. RX play, Garrett Cooper, 2-2 count. Pops one into left field. Should be caught. Will the runner tag? Runner's tagging and going. The throw is late from Garcia. First run of the game's in, and there's now 2 away. And JT Real Muto hits one to centre, but laying out is Miller, and he's caught it, and it's and only allowing 1 run after a bases loaded, none out jam. Can't be too upset with that. So now what can the Marlins do with Bertie leading off, batting 170? The first 2 reach, and it's now Jesus Sanchez with 2 on, none down, strikes out on a 2-2 pitch. Avisail Garcia now on a hot streak still, 2-2 count. Can he get anything going? He can slap one to right field, won't drop. Harper will get there. Sorry, Garrett. Oh no, it is Harper. And he puts the ball away. So Chisholm now up with 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Slaps it to right field, straight to second baseman, makes a play. That's the end of the danger for the Phillies. So the Marlins back on defense now, with Petit going up against the bottom 3 of the lineup, getting through them with no issue. Jesus Aguilar leads off the bottom of the second with a double, so Jacob Stallings is now up with a runner in scoring position. What can he do? He can strike out. Not a good start here. Bryson Brigman's up with a 2-2 count. Can he advance the runner at the very least? Yes is the answer to that, but that is all he'll do. As Hoskins makes the unassisted put out at first, and now it's Cody Petit hitless on the year with the 1-0 count with the run on third. Can he help his own cause? No, another unassisted put out at first, and that is the end of the inning. At least we start the next inning with the top of our lineup, as do the Phillies, who lead off with Tyler Wade. And the first 2 reach again for Bryce Harper in the 0-2 count, and Petit strikes him out on a backward K looking on a slider. That is huge. Reese Hoskins 1-2 count for him, and he's plunked him. Nails Hoskins on a 1-2 count and loads the bases for Garrett Cooper now in the full count, and he's walked him. Walks in a run. This has not been the ideal start to this game for Cody Petit. He's 72 pitches through 2 plus. Edward Cabrera's going to warm up. We're struggling again for relievers and their fitness, so he's going to have to work through JT Realmuto at the very least in a 1-2 count. Realmuto pops one, I guess more flies one to right field. Is caught. The runner's going to tag, and he scores with no throw. 2 away now, but another run scores, so it's 3-0 Phillies. And here's a full count to Nick Maton, and he's going to bloop one into centre. Bounces, drops in front of the centre fielder Miller. He guns it home, and it's cut off. It's not going home. It's 4-0 now. And it's... do I bring in Cabrera now? I think I do. I think I've seen enough of Cody Petit. 4 runs through 2 plus is not good enough. And we've got Cabrera ready, and he's going to have to eat some innings for me now. Kimana's up, and the first pitch to him is rounded to third, and he's beaten the throw out from Bertie across the diamond. Another run has scored, and it's now 5-0. The 0-2 to Eflin, and finally, after the 9th batter of the inning steps up, we finally get out of the inning. A horrible inning for the Marlins. Now let's see what we can do. We can get 2 on with 1 away, and Avisail Garcia is now up with 0-1 count, and it's a tailor-made short, but it's not. Apologies, only the out at second, so 2 on. Oh, the runners in the corners now with 2 away for Chisholm and a 2-2 count. Slats one to right to the second base and makes a play, and unfortunately again there's more runners left on base. The Phillies have scored 5 runs on 3 hits, says all you need to know. Edward Cabrera now needs to settle in, get some innings under his belt, and he has got through the 4th with no issue. Aguilar leading off, nothing can happen for the bottom of the 4th. Cabrera going to go for the 5th, and he's allowed a solo home run to former Miami Marlin Garrett Cooper. I am going to get someone up as he is struggling for stamina. What can Realmuto do against Cabrera? He's slapped one, and he's getting hit around now a bit, straight to the left fielder. Single for Realmuto, and I'm going to have to keep going a little bit. I think I'm going to have a mound visit. He's yet to break a sweat. I highly doubt that. 2-2. He does strike Maton out though. Can he settle down and get us through at least the 5th hit? Kimana's up, slaps one up the middle, and Realmuto's going to make the turn but doesn't go to third. LeBron is ready, and they have Eflin. I'm going to let him have Eflin. And he's trying to bunt the runner over, and he will do. They bunt both runners over. And now it's 2 down with Tyler Wade up. I will bring in LeBron, lefty on lefty. 2-2 count. Can he get with 2 runners in scoring position? Can he keep the run lead at 6? He can. Strikes him out on 5 pitches. Well, maybe more. But we stopped them, and he's scoring any more runs. So now we are really struggling with pitches. LeBron's going to have to go an inning at least. Nothing doing for us in the bottom of the 5th. LeBron goes through the 6th, no issue. Bottom of the 6th, nothing going for the Marlins. Really struggling here. to get anything going. We're going to have to call warm up Brigham, I think. He's the least, so far, the next least issue. But LeBron gets through the 7th with no issues, so he's done a sterling job here. He is actually up to bat soon, so what I'm going to do is Bregman will have his bat, see what he can do, strike out, which is always not what you want to see. I'm going to bring on Mickey Moniak. Have we got as a righty on? Mickey Moniak can come on and see what he can do with a 1-2 count. And he also strikes out, which is again not really what you want to see. John Bertie now with a full count. Laps one straight to Rhys Hoskins, and that's the end of the inning. So now Jeff Brigham's going to come in for the departing Lebrant and see what he can do if he can get through the 8th. I'm just going to do this. They score 7 runs, so I should not have done that, but that is not good at all. I've blown this one wide open, and unfortunately that is the end of our chances here. I will bring in Bender for Brigham, but it's a 13-0 defeat for the Marlins. An excellent pitching from some Zach Eflin, homers from Real Muto, Segura and Cooper, and all in all just a horrific day at the office. We can only muster 6 hits on the day. We left 7 on base, they only left 8, so there were runs available there for us, but we just really struggled to put anything away. So a tough day at the office for the Miami Marlins, which is a real shame. So what we'll do now is I'm gonna sim through June, and that will be in the next episode, as will what I believe will be the international free agent signing and the draft, which may come in next episode or the episode after. In terms of around the league, before we go, I'll have a look at just who's leading the this is the combined league. So Anthony Rendon's leading the league on average. Harper's leading in home runs, and you can see the rest here. In terms of our players, nothing in terms of any major offensive stats. We've got a couple of leading caught stealing, which is not exactly ideal. And in terms of pitching, potentially more of a chance of seeing our players here. But Corbin Burns is still with that extremely low ERA. He's leading the league in wins as well, and WAR 3 2/3 already. Strikeouts per 9 is Chris Bassett. But yeah, none of our players really appearing on there. And what I wanted to do also was look actually at the trading block and see who's up there, and maybe anything we can maybe look at. We're not looking for anyone to help us win now. We're looking for some young cheap guys that can maybe help us in a couple of years to come. Benintendi is going to ask for a lot of money, is my only worry, and we can't really afford him right now. So no one truly standing out there. I like Williams Astudillo, but again, not really helping us or doing us what we need. Sorry, what we want right now. In terms of I do check the waiver wire quite a bit. See who I can pick up. Oswaldo Arceus got cheap, but unfortunately not really what I'm looking for. No one really there that's jumping out to me. So yeah, what I will do is keep an eye out and start to think about who we would like to trade. Rojas is up there for me for sure, and then again anyone else who maybe stands out. Pitching wise, I think probably no one, because they're all quite young and controllable. I mean, Pedro Lopez is potentially the one who's going to be maybe a bit expensive next year, but Trevor Rogers, we have team control for quite a bit, so he shouldn't be no issue. It would just be what they get through waivers, through arbitration, sorry. I also want to know Brian Anderson having a good year, very good year, so hopefully we can see that coming, that maintaining. But yes, this will wrap up this episode of the Miami Marlins save. Hopefully next episode I can bring you a better game for us, and with the international signing and also the draft upcoming, looking towards the future of what this Marlins baseball team can do. Thank you again very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.